Hello everybody. Last night I did a tutorial on how to plant a planted aquarium. That was just last night. The Ludwigi is kind of droopy looking, still adjusting to it. Some of the tanks it's droopy, some things it's not so droopy. Still adjusting. Anyway, I want to go over. I now have all 8 of my 40-gallon breeder. 8 of my 40-gallon breeders redone. You know, they're not show tanks. Never intended them to be show tanks, but at least want them to get looking decent. So this is the tank I did last night. And they're just overgrown. A lot of them had a bunch of hygrophilia that looked like crap for a while, mainly because my tanks were completely overrun with duckweed and it was just too much to keep up with until I figured out the shop vac and duckweed trick. So now I've got all that, got my duckweed under control. I'll just give you a quick go through of these 840 breeders. This tank completely redone. I had one big clump of moss over there in the right side. I broke it all up. Found some Ludwigi that I trimmed off of another tank. And there's that. Now this tank right here, it was already doing pretty good. It had, the moss was already in there as it is. I just planted some Ludwigi in the back and tore out all the wild, ratted, tattered up, horrible looking hygrophilia, and replaced it with some Aquarium, which is a more controllable plant, more tame. Now it's fast growing, doesn't get too wild, and it's more bushy, and that's like a whole lot better than the hygrophilia. And this is my red mosaic tank. Bunch of good looking fish. And then here, I did this tank last night as well. This Ludwigi had set in the container longer, so it's looking kind of sad. But this was just a big long strip of moss. You can see the mulm that was sitting underneath the original moss patch. But I picked all the moss apart, scattered it out. This will all grow into a nice thick carpet. Nice big patch of Ludwigi, Pleco cave. And this is the panda guppy tank. Now this tank up here, this is the tutorial I did. I think it was last week. Might have been about a week ago. This is I redid this tank and I made it my hybrid project tank. My hybrid project was in a 20 high. Well, I moved them all over here. You can see this moss is already starting to take hold fairly decently. This Ludwigi is growing like crazy in here. It's only like a week into it. It's already gone great guns. And I'm happy with this. This tank will end up looking pretty nice, I think. And then over here, I did this tank last night too. This is the Japan blue tank. Excuse the light cord for that. On this one, there's a few ratted up, messed up, crappy stems of wisteria left in here, and I still do like wisteria. And it is a pain in the ass plant to deal with, but I like it a lot. So I took 3 best healthy ends, clipped them. Already had that one. I already did that. I had a buddy over getting into fish tanks, and I was showing him how to do stem plant, how to trim it and replant it. So I did that one there in the corner a week ago when he was over. The rest of this I did last night. Of course, we have the big crypt, and this was some moss. I put a whole lot of moss. This was some leftover moss from the panda guppy tank when I redid that last night. And then the Ludwigia, it's kind of wilty and sad looking, but this tank, all of them were wilty and sad looking. And look at them now. So they're just going through an adjustment period with the new tank. Different parameters, different lights. You know, it's all pretty similar. It was a little bit different. The lighting's different. They come from the light that these come from were just old school T8. I have like 3 4-foot T8 tubes on the 75-gallon tank. And there, so they're getting adjusted to the new LED lights they're under now. And that takes us to this tank, which is a little bit cloudy, but I'm not 100% sure what the deal is here. But I've redone this tank. I'm not sure. I think I might have done a video on it. No, I didn't. Because this tank had to be torn apart to catch a rogue guppy. Somehow one of these guys ended up in there. Let me tell you, just catching one of these guys is no easy trick, because these are the fastest guppies I've ever seen in my whole freaking life. These guys are like the Olympic athletes of guppies, let me tell you. Anyway, what I'm got here, and I had to tear the whole tank apart, drain all the water down to like here, just to get them out. And these are my freaking struggling to keep alive. They are breeding, but when they have all these fry were almost dead, I had to nurse them back to health. I had internal parasites in this tank so bad. But all the original parents died, and all I had left were some tiny fry. And now they're stunted. They're barely breeding, but they are breeding a little bit. Now these, the younger ones, I'm hoping, because they've grown up healthy and not riddled with parasites. Now I've figured out what's wrong. Everyone's been taken care of. But anyway, this Ludwigia's been in here. This is Ludwigia in the center. Couple patches of moss. Then I've got wisteria on the sides. I've been trying to keep up with the wisteria, clipping it and replanting it. And it looks pretty nice when you stay on top of it. So, yeah. That tank is looking pretty good. Oh, and now this tank. This is the Steel Nebula tank, and this moss mat has been doing good. This is the main thing going on in this tank, obviously. There's this huge, dense mat of moss. With some Ludwig, yeah, it's still short and little. And I've been fertilizing this tank, so it's growing slow, and then I like it like that, but eventually that'll be growing up. And I redid this tank. Well, all I did is rip out the old hygrophilia and put the Ludwigia in, because the main thing of this tank is the moss. And then down here on the floor, pretty much the same thing, just more that we get a little less moss. This is my Sakura Red guppy colony, and there are tons of fire red shrimp in there. So I think I shared that on the video. I did leave the hygrophilia. There's a one little one back there. If you stay on top of it, keep it cut, it'll grow real nice, thick and dense. It'll branch out a whole bunch, but you gotta really stay on top of it. So I think I'm gonna leave that one in there. It's a nice contrast to the Ludwigia. And I guess there is one right there still. That one was probably just a piece that I missed. When I ripped the rest of it out, started growing back. Found that little piece back there by the heater. Right there. So, I know I just did a tour on these 8 tanks for the fish not too long ago. But this was a project I've been working on a little bit and finally finished. I just got sick of looking, I was like sick of thinking about it and wanting to finally freaking get it done. So that's what I did last night. I just finally said I'm gonna get this freaking done, and now it's done. So now I have 8 40 breeders. That looks somewhat respectable. It's been a project I've been thinking about for a long time. Slowly getting them knocked out. And last night I said I'm going to stay up all night and get them done. So that's what I did and slept till noon today. Well, I'm glad I finally knocked it out. When all this Ludwigia starts growing in nice and thick, it's gonna look pretty sweet, and I'll have lots of Ludwigia to figure out what to do with. So, everyone, I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my little planted tank tour. Thanks again. Bye.